Next question from Dubber Duck. I know that most of you are married. Nick and I are. Kenan is maybe proposing soon. If you were hypothetically single, which cars would be a serious red flag if they were owned by a potential partner? Also, if you were giving advice to a female friend looking for a partner, what cars that a car guy might own would be red flags?
Cars that someone owned were a red flag.
I think for me, there's a lot of cars that are bad cars that people might own. They're not necessarily red flags because they may have made sense at that time. Now, if they modified cars in like a horrible way that I don't like, that would be a bit of a red flag.
BZ4X.
No, that's not a red flag. I would question their responsibility. I would question their decision making. I would question a lot of things. So it's like it's a red flag. Good point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Isn't that what that means?
If you just like buy a bad car when you had better options, that's a little bit of a red flag about your ability to be a responsible human.
Right. What other?
There's a lot of cars that I would tell if a female friend was starting to date somebody that would be like,
any Nissan
are
product,
you sure?
Basically. Like,
no.
Well, there's some good Nissans.
Any modified M4.
Slam. You know what? But see, then someone is kind of interested in cars. I don't think we would agree on a lot of things,
M4,
but I think like
a 4 Series, fine. An M4, maybe fine. A modified M4 competition, not fine.
Or you can woman up like Emily and get an M3 CRT. But
if you have an M3 CRT, that's a green flag.
Yeah, that's a very green flag.
I'll answer this in a way that won't be controversial and get cut and then have to be refilmed, hypothetically speaking. And I've talked to my wife about this before. I don't expect my partner to be into cars or have good taste in cars or like they can be car agnostic. So really I wouldn't judge or care what car they drove as long as they're cool with me having a car hobby. Like
sure.
They could have a cooler car than me. They could have a Prius. I wouldn't really care too much. I would maybe be worried about if they had a car that was like extremely high maintenance in a way that like a G-Wagon kind of vibe of like I want to be like a Kardashian, like a materialistic person.
G-Wagon,
like for you, yeah.
That new Maybach convertible that has the Maybach logos on the hood, like that would scare me.
I would marry somebody that has that car.
That's true. They would be wealthy.
They'd be wealthy. Yeah, so keep that in mind.
The dowry would be really beneficial.
Yes, and then but then you have to go through a divorce because it's going to happen inevitably.
But then you might get something out of it.
Of course, you would look at the financial.
I do think to that point, if somebody made a decision. Like there's cars for most people are just like a financial decision. It's the second largest purchase you make other than your house,
right?
Probably. If somebody made like a really irresponsible decision, a BZ4X is on that line. But like if they're like incredibly underwater they bought a bunch of Jeep Liberties and kept trading them in and kept being more underwater and are financed at 30%. That's a bit of a red flag because I worry about their financial habits.
Right now, owning
a Jeep Liberty on its own might just be that you're from the Midwest. You know, like. Depends.
Yeah. Now, so on the flip side of things, for like, cause I do have friends or women who are single, and if they're dating someone and he's into cars, and I find out what car it is, there are certain ones that I'm a little nervous about. Any Challenger, Mustangs. I don't know. Camaros. Like Camaros are kind of a red flag car to me.
I stand by M4 comps that are modded.
M4 comp is actually a pretty good baseline. That's a pretty good one. Anything that. I will say if he's interested in cars and I ask him a question about cars and the guy doesn't know anything, like you can tell when someone doesn't actually know anything about cars. That to me is more of a red flag.
If you fake badged or up badged your car, red flag.
Good up badging.
A drift charm hanging from your rear tow hook, red flag. Missing your front tow hook cover, hypothetically, red flag.
Red flag, yeah. They fall out and can be easily
mismatched hubcaps.
Oh, that's
for a car that has
mismatched tires.
Oh, sure. That just kind of indicates that you're not attentive to detail.
You're a lack of detail person, and I don't have any tolerance for that.
All of my single friends that drive Ferrari 360s are a little questionable, but that's specific to me, I think.
That might be specific to you, yeah. I don't know. I think something in there like that, speaks to either their materialism or like you can extrapolate something more on their personality.
Wrapped your car gold. Or chrome.
Of wrap in
or
general.
like any kind of like bass boat level finish.
Unless it's really good.
You've been to Arizona?
Also, if you have a bass boat, that's maybe a pro.
Yeah.
We love all cars, and that is factoring in here. Like, it's a little bit more about what does that say about your decision.
I don't love all cars. I don't. Not everybody loves all cars. That's just a fact. You hate expensive cars. I don't particularly like inexpensive cars.
That's an interesting point. If you drive a Huracan, If your friend is just like meeting somebody that drives like a Huracan.
Well, as long as he's not owns Chase Comas, I think we're okay. McLaren's and Huracans are
All right.
I don't know. Ultimately it comes down more to the person themselves, less about the car that they drive, or it should.
Yeah.
A dually, I think is a good sign.
It's a good sign.
Land.
It's a good sign.
Yeah, I think it's a great.
They can haul things.
Yup.
What about like a Carolina Squat?
That's a bad sign. Yeah,
That's a bad sign.
Bad sign. When we launched our merch store, we quickly realized that running an online merch business isn't easy, despite the fact that we have a fully custom auction marketplace. There are logos, products, photos, inventory, shipping. It can feel like a full-time job just keeping track of everything on our merch store. That's why we use Shopify. It makes managing our store simple and stress-free. Shopify powers millions of businesses worldwide, from big names like Mattel and Gymshark to creators just getting started. With hundreds of ready-to-use templates, it's easy to build a store that looks exactly like your brand. Shopify even has AI tools to help with writing product descriptions, page headlines, and even enhancing photos, so you can focus on what matters, creating and selling. Plus, you can launch email and social campaigns as easily as if you had a full marketing team behind you. And behind the scenes, Shopify helps with everything from inventory to international shipping to returns. It's like having a commerce expert on your side. If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/cars. That's shopify.com/cars.